if you just let him work it out for you. And that's typically our biggest problem is we won't let him do what he has to do. Yeah. And then the other testimony is I've had years and years of having this house next door to me that I purchased, and I've never had it torn down. It's like, I need to get this torn down. And every time, I've always allowed things to come up and situations to come up, and it's still been sitting there, and it's been an eyesore. It's like, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden, I was working, talking to one of my customers, and he had a demo company. I mean, containers. He do containers. He moves the stuff, and then we're talking. So he wanted me to redo his kitchen for him. And then he said, "Man, I do demos." I said, "You do what?" And I had all price. I had $6,000. I had $5,000. So I got to talking to him. I was like, "Yo, we can trade work. Let's trade work." So we talked. He told me what he needed. I told him what I needed. He told. Once I found out, I went and got what he needed, and I put it in. I just started working, getting it all taken care of. And then all of a sudden today, I didn't even expect it because I knew he was coming. I just didn't know when. And all of a sudden he said, "Yo, I'm at the house. We need to get this thing torn down." I get to the house, and we talked about transformation one more time because that block looks so different. It has been transformed. It's just so beautiful and so bright. You can see he trimmed the tree down that was going. It was just it was a mess, but he just took care of that, and it's the transformation that's taking place on my block. And I just thank God because we're walking in a month of transformation. Wow. I thank God for what he's doing in each and every one of our lives. He is a great and wonderful God. Now on Sunday, this past week, we had a great privilege. We had a great privilege because we had a great woman of God in the house. Cindy Trim came down, and we just had a chance to fellowship with her. We had a chance to impart into her life and those that she brought. She brought some great couples. And, why do we do the things that we do? To serve on the highest level. A lot of people want to out front and have the names being said and be this and be that and have these great titles, but they forget that our whole purpose in life is, number one, to serve. Because when we become great servants, our gifts can bring us before great and powerful people. And we have had the privilege to serve some of the greatest and most powerful people of our day. And as we begin to perfect that gift that he has, hold on, let me give you let's turn to, let's see, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 16. Well, I'll go back a little bit. Let's go to 15. It says, the heart of the... Proverbs 18, let's go to verse 15. And it says, the heart of the prudent gathereth knowledge, and the ears of the wise seeketh knowledge. A man's gifts make room for him, and brings him before great men. And there's something about that gift that we have that gift, and it's not just a corporate gift, but we have it as individuals in this body. We all have this gift of servanthood. That's one of the things that brings us together is this gift of servanthood that we have corporately and as individuals. And as we use those gifts that God has given unto us, we're able to bless people in a mighty way. We see those great people who came down from different parts of the country. We had different parts of the country. How did they all come together? Why did they all come together? How were they chosen to come down here? What was their purpose and their assignment that they were to come down here? And we found that each of them was searching for something. There was something that they were looking for, something they were yearning for, something they were missing in their lives. And they wanted to search out. And they were finding, for some reason, God put it on the man of God's heart to bring her down, not to preach. Not just the word of God, we want that too, but sometimes just physically we need to have something poured into our lives, whether it's put them in a nice hotel, and we put them in the best hotels. We always do that. Whether we serve them and treat them like the greatness that they are, and we're always going to do that. All of those things make a difference. I heard in our gifts, it's so varying that I heard Sister Janie just tore it up on, was that Friday? I heard she just tore it up. And I heard them talking about your Sister Janie and how they are able to relax and how they'll be able to just enjoy their time and just enjoy who they are and enjoy us together as a family. Because a lot of people don't, in a lot of ministries, don't get a chance to treat each other like family and be able to just relax and have a good and wonderful time and and deposit into each other. One of the things the woman of God said that we are true Christians. I believe, is that how she said? We're true Christians. Now, what kind of statement is that? But the woman of God who's traveled all around the world, she's seen the best of the best. She's been everywhere. And she said, in this house, there are true Christians. So I think each and one of you ought to give yourself a hand to realize that the woman of God recognizes something on you, that you're a true Christian. That means that God is doing something in our lives. And as we allow him to keep depositing in our lives, and we give ourselves over to him and allow him to operate in our lives, we have not begun to see who will have the privilege of being in their presence. Who will we get a chance to serve? Who will be able to taste Sister Willie Mae's cooking? Because no one cooks like Sister Willie Mae. Nobody can do it like Sister Willie Mae. They come here and they'll say, we don't eat this and we don't eat that. We don't. But when they taste our food, it's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story when they get a chance to taste the food. Because it's not just about the food, it's the love behind the food. It's about the gift behind the food. Because that's part of her mystery in the ministry.